Thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massonomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massonomics.
Recorded live in western northeast South Dakota. This is the Massonomics Podcast. We are the lifting podcast about nothing. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
Tommy, this is episode 255 of the show. And we pulled out all the stops for this one since it was 255.
The previous 254, we were kind of being reserved, but we're not holding back on this one.
But here we go. So 255, we are going to talk about a couple different contests we have going on. Just saw a funny meme where it was, what is that, Exhibit?
Exhibit, yeah.
Right. And is that a joke on based on Pimp My Ride? Okay. Where it's like, yo, dog, we heard you liked a contest, so we put a contest within your contest.
And that's what we did.
Yeah. So a couple contests, some strongman news in the world of strongman. We've got a guest, also a female power lifter that we'll get to later. She's lifted a weight or two in her life.
She has.
We'll talk to her a little bit, and
got a can.
Yeah, we got a can. We're probably going to try to sell you some of our stuff. But my new thing is, don't buy our hats.
Yeah, don't buy the hats.
Don't buy our, whatever you do. I actually, Tommy, before we recorded, I meant to talk to you about this and tell you that I wanted to start saying don't buy our hats, but now everyone hears.
Now they know. Yeah, this is the meeting right here.
You're getting in on the ground floor of the meeting. Look. Yeah, do not buy our hats, but do buy products from these companies. Today's show is brought to you by Texas Power Bars. In 1980, Buddy Cap set out on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he had ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house with the best knurling, and it was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, national, international, Massonomics, and world powerlifting records have been and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar. To learn more about Texas Power Bars, visit them at texaspowerbars.com. Today's show is also brought to you by Lifting Large. Lifting Large has set a new standard for customer service within the strength world. They have live website chat support and speedy email responses. Lifting Large is home of the Ground Lock Deadlift Slipper, and they are always in stock and ready to ship. Massonomics listeners can save 20% on all Lifting Large branded products by using our discount code at checkout. That code is MASS20. Make sure to use that. Today's episode is also brought to you by our friends at Spud Inc. The goal of Spud Inc. Straps is to make products that support sports performance and help everyone achieve their training goals. They make products that last forever, won't bust your budget, and most importantly, leave no doubt about success when everything is online. Check them out online at spud-inc-straps.com. And this episode is brought to you by Hybrid Performance Method. They're your one-stop shop for all things fitness and online coaching. Whether your goals are training related, nutrition and body composition related, or both, Hybrid has a program for you. With dedicated and experienced coaches in each strength and fitness discipline, you can rest assured that you're in the very best hands possible. Use our discount code there. It's MASS, M-A-S-S, in all caps for 5% off any training or nutrition membership for the entire life of your membership at hybridperformancemethod.com.
All right. So, Tanner, I don't know. Do we want to start with the can first, or should we just have some fun banter to make people loosen up a little?
We probably need to talk about the weather.
Well,
we'd be very remiss if we did not mention
it's
the
almost
weather.
like we're almost like, oh, that's your guys' weather. Like, well, you don't live in Texas.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, it's been really cold here, but our part of the country is equipped to handle cold.
I think what I saw is it went over 100 hours straight without the temperature coming out of the negatives. It was below zero for over 100 hours straight.
Yeah, we finally cracked we finally got to the positive barrier just a few hours ago, didn't we?
I'll say today, when I was outside around noon, I think it was like 7 degrees, and it was not all that windy, and I was like,
this is a balmy 7.
I honestly was like, it is nice out right now. I could take my coat off and just wear my long sleeve shirt I had on at work.
Because you don't feel like you're dying.
No, I really meant that too. Someone was out there, and I actually remarked that. I'm like, wow, this feels really nice, and it was 7 degrees. Yeah. And I thought it felt great.
Yeah, it's crazy how cold like negative 20 is with wind.
Yeah, when it's negative 35 wind chill.
Yeah,
it's brutal.
It's bad.
I don't know you work from home. It's even a little bit more like this probably, but for me, like you do not go outside. Like when
but
you see everyone in our neighborhood when they come home from work or wherever, they open their garage door, pull in, close the garage door, then get out, and like never to be seen outside for weeks on end when it's like this.
Yeah, like this last week we've been getting pretty cool. Like the dog is going crazy because I don't want to, like he wants you to go outside and play fetch with him and go on walks. And it's just so unpleasant being out there that when I finally do take him out for like 5 minutes, he's like running like his life depends on it. Like he's just going nuts the whole time. But yeah, it's been a tough week as far as weather goes. But then like a week from now, they're already saying temperatures like in the 40s.
I saw there's one day where if it plays out just right, it could even hit 50.
So
50.
There we go through a full week. We've gone through like a 80-degree change. Yeah, makes no sense.
But 50 will feel will feel like t-shirt and short weather, and
it basically is though. Like for most people, it is around here.
Right? Yeah, it is, and that will feel 7. I'm not exaggerating when I said 7 degrees felt like no coat weather. Like, and that is kind of true. You know, some people around here would still be like, "Oh, you need your coat on," but I'm like, it feels like no coat weather at 7 degrees.
But if you went to the grocery store and saw someone in shorts, like it wouldn't be that weird.
No, not at all. There always is that one guy.
There is
though.
that guy. Yeah, of course.
But the thing is, like, we're used to it.
Yeah.
And it is pretty wild.
And we expect it.
Right.
And that's why it's so weird, though, that when the temperature does bump up, it's like, well, it is almost March.
Yeah.
Like, it's our winter has been so good this whole time.
We have lucked out.
That, like, we should, for the most, like, we'll probably get a few snowstorms, but, like, the brutal cold should, for the most part, be behind us now.
Mother Winter just kind of made us pay for this all. Like she was like, yeah, we're going to give you a couple really great months here.
Yeah.
But then we're going to do a 2-week stretch where it's just going to be brutally cold.
Did your power go out at all?
I don't think we lost power at all.
We did for like an hour, I think was all.
Did it get cold in your house in that period of time?
Not in that hour, no.
I was wondering how that would be because I'm like, it's so cold out. Like, I wonder how much
the temperature might have dropped a couple degrees, but it wasn't like I was never at any point worried about our family's safety.
Right.
Did not cross my mind.
But like swim hack and then getting the snow and stuff
people in Texas,
I'm like, those people are not used to that.
Oh, people are straight up dying down there because they're just, and they're obviously their world isn't equipped to handle it down there. So yeah, it's not good.
Well, I wonder what I don't know the answer to this, but if you get far enough south, like southern Texas and stuff, do all houses even have furnaces? Like, is that normal or
I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose they do still, right?
Probably.
Because it's still at night. Sometimes gets pretty cold.
Yeah,
maybe, but I'm like, they
assume.
probably don't run very often, I suppose.
Yeah,
and they're not used to running at like.
I mean, they probably run fairly regularly, but they're probably not running very hard.
Right. Yeah, they're not. -20.
Yeah, not
running.
like this thing over here, which is bucking all the time.
Yes. Our furnaces have to be up to snuff.
Yeah,
this is actually who we need on the podcast right now for this.
Tyler.
He
is an HVAC specialist.
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, Tyler was our guest on the podcast for the first.
One of the hosts of the podcast. For the first 100 and some episodes. Yeah.
He was a special guest on the podcast for the first couple hundred episodes, and he was an HVAC technician in a prior life, so he would be on the ball on this.
Yeah, he would know all of it.
Is for me this year going to this, it's even extra. I've thrown for a completely different loop because our heating system now is geothermal.
Oh, really?
A geothermal heat pump, which is just completely foreign to me. So
does that give like instantaneous heat, or does it like take a while for the whole ground thing to do its stuff?
No, it's not. It's when it feels no different as far as as far as practically as far as you live and stuff. I think like you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't even you wouldn't know a difference if you didn't. If you were in the house and somebody didn't tell you, you wouldn't. There's no difference like that. No,
I got a feeling there's a geothermal heat pump going in here, Tanner.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is that enough weather talk
That's
for now?
That's a good weather update, I think, right?
Yes, I think so. We're gonna do a what's in the can, Tanner.
Okay.
And this is a what's in the can. So I'm gonna need you to put your thinking cap on.
All right. Thinking cap on.
I will preface this
but
by
it's
saying...
not a Massonomics cap because do not buy those.
No. I'll preface this by saying, I don't know what this tastes like, Tanner.
It's in shape, it feels eerily similar to last week. So that has me, biasing towards a certain answer already.
If you guess this flavor, I will be shocked.
You know, I mean, I just think it's a Michelob Ultra seltzer again, just because it feels like.
And I will give you that.
Yeah.
It is that. I will tell you that. But this flavor is a very odd flavor.
Flavor. I can tell. I feel like I can taste the alcohol slightly more in this one than the peach pear. Wow. I hate when I get this thing where I'm like, I have no idea.
There's a chance you could get part of it.
Let me try one more time. I hate it when I can't even formulate an answer where I'm like, I cannot come up with an answer.
I think part of this is going to be obvious once you see it.
Lemon. I'll just say lemon. And I feel my confidence level on that is like 2%.
Okay. Do you want to know what it is?
Yeah.
Spicy pineapple.
Spicy?
Yeah, that was the part that was scaring me on this. Because I know pineapple's good enough, but the spicy part, I was like, that could take this thing to a weird place. Yeah. I don't get the spicy really though.
I guess I feel the pineapple. Spicy? Do you want spicy?
You ain't feeling the heat though?
No. Do people want? Are those two things you want together? Know. I like pineapple juice though.
Yeah, pineapple's good.
Yeah,
pineapple's good. I've been kind of what are the little oranges?
I love the little oranges.
What do the bags here say? Is it halos or cuties?
Halos or both? Yeah, I think those are two different ones. And
those things are so. I'm not.
They're
even
really
a fruit
good.
Guy.
They're really good right now too. They're great
so
right
good.
now.
There was a stretch I think in the fall or something where they like the rind was like all tough and like they weren't juicy.
Sometimes they suck.
And I'd buy a bag and have one and be like, these literally taste like garbage, and I wouldn't eat them. And now I'm doing 3 a day. They're so good. After every meal, I have to have.
We
one.
have a bowl of them like on our kitchen island, and I don't like walk by without. And what I love about those in comparison to a regular orange, the size because they're a great they're a great size.
It's a little much for one.
Don't want a fruit meal right now. Just like. But even more so than that, the peeling of them, they peel so nicely.
Do you ever do it where you try to peel the whole thing in one?
Oh, yes. I never peel an orange and not try to do you
got to get the whole thing, and then you get to this part where there's the center thing, and you pull that whole thing out.
And it's really satisfying if the center thing pulls
all
out
comes
really
out
nicely.
together.
It's like, I'm good at that.
Good to know I'm not the only one.
But then do you eat it individual slice by individual slice? Yeah. You don't just...
Like, am I some barbarian that eats it like an apple?
Well, I think some people would maybe break it in half and just eat half of it.
No. You do one piece at a time. You enjoy it.
Yeah.
You pick it apart.
Savor it,
it's the experience.
Yes.
It's like I'm not just going to bite a string cheese in half. Like,
they taste way better than a full orange, too.
Because that's what... I didn't start eating these things until recently, like this past summer. And I was like, these are just little oranges. I never realized how good oranges are. And I bought an orange, and no, they're not as good.
A full orange, the problem with them, they can be so... fibrous. I don't know if that's the right word, but there can be so much like the material to the juice ratio on a full orange. They can be so
it's just not there.
No, but on these little ones, it's just like a juicy.
They're good.
They are good. Yes, it's like a little pocket of orange juice in your mouth of each one.
I'd highly recommend them to anyone that's not doing it right now. I think they're vertical diet friendly, kind of too, aren't they? Orange juice is kind of part of it.
We're going to have Stan on soon, so we'll find out for sure. But
we'll get to the bottom of that. Geez, spoiler alert, Tanner.
Yeah, spoiler alert. We do have a good lineup of guests coming.
We do.
Just talked about that.
This is the most, like the next, month and a half almost, we have our guests already planned out, which is the most in advance. A lot of people might not believe this. We could give them, I guess, an inside look here. A lot of times we don't have the guest until the day before or sometimes even the day of.
Lining up the guests at times can be the most stressful part.
Well, because
of the podcast for me, because
you're working. We've said this before. You're working across so many time zones.
Yeah,
so many people's different schedules,
and it's got to work for. It's got to work into ours. You and I both working into both of our schedules, and we kind of have to record fairly late because it's like after our kids are to bed, and it's just kind of when the time we figured out we can continue to do this regularly and on schedule, and we've got to make that fit into people that live all over the country and have all kinds of other different schedules. Well, so some weeks it is like, damn, who are we gonna get?
Yeah, and sometimes we get someone like, I'm just busy for like the next month or two. And it's like, okay, I guess we'll just try again some other
we get
day.
a lot of rain checks, and we usually
Yeah, and for the most part, yeah,
there's
people
been
always
people
come back
that
around.
we've come back like months down the, it's been like months long of communicating, and eventually it's like, oh yeah, we found a day that works.
Yep. But yeah, right now we do have our guests planned out for like a month and a half, which is pretty crazy for us. So we can
pretty
really
much
work
have our
those.
guests planned out up to 260, the 5-year anniversary. We're pretty solid.
The day
up
everyone's
to,
been waiting for.
Yes, the day of days.
So, okay. Tanner, we have a couple contests running right now. We did hint at that with our exhibit meme that was just discussed.
Yes.
And the first one is our meme contest that we talked about last week on the podcast.
That we launched.
We had, I would say, modest expectations. And so far, I think it's safe to say they've been absolutely blown out of the water.
Just like every contest we've ever done, I suppose it's been just, like you said, blown out of the water. Way beyond. Things come up that we're like, kind of thought of all the possibilities in my head, and then everyone just takes it to another level. It always goes to another level.
It does, because everyone starts building off of everyone else too, and also people start just going in crazy directions that you would have never expected. So there's been and we're not going to talk about it too much because that's what next week's episode is really going to be about.
Winners, and it's going to be a bitch.
Oh God, I know. Next week is going to like take some work.
Yeah.
But we, not to say that our normal episodes don't take work, but Tanner, that one's going to take a lot of talking through the hundreds of memes that are out there. But right away, there was one today that made me laugh very hard, and it was something like guest. And so that was the hardest day of my life. Tommy, wow, Tanner. So do you want to play our overrated, underrated game? And I'm like, God, that is so funny. Like, we don't really have guests that do that.
It's kind of come up occasionally.
But it has occasionally because we do hit the time limit, and also it's like, well, now that we hit the serious part, do we spend the next 10 minutes like slowly climbing out of the serious hole, or do we like, you know what, let's just wrap this thing up?
It's easier just to do that.
It is,
and I think from a listening standpoint, that's more what people like. Let's not beat around the bush and stuff. Let's just go, all right, wrap that up.
Everyone's time is somewhat valuable here. Like, we don't need to drag everyone's time, because
there have been some people that have had some pretty compelling, like Travis Ortmeyer has gone into some pretty heavy stuff, and which is a great episode. If you haven't listened to that one, I would go listen to that one. But then he's also a very fun guy too. Not a mushroom, but just a fun guy. So then we kind of have to be like, all right, close the book on that.
I know you do though.
Like you go, Tommy goes, wow, and then I go, so are you familiar with our game, overrated, underrated?
And that's, I think I was laughing so hard at that one because it just felt so. It was like, I can remember that.
That was courtesy of the CEO of Power Belly Gear.
Okay. So that was good. And I mean, there's been ones with my dog in them, like countless ones with your face on them.
I was
going
to say the thing I was not expecting, and the thing that really has given me a good chuckle multiple times, is how much we personally have been incorporated. I wasn't thinking. I mean, it makes sense if you think about this, a mass contest, and
the first one I saw, I think Scott Dodds had the one of the middle class fancy, like
very funny.
When your dad's friend Tanner finds out you got your driver's license, like, let me know before you hit the road, or whatever it said.
Someone with that one said, "Oh, I love it when people are you're the ones where you're photoshopping Tanner's face onto bodies," and I'm like, that was actually a full picture of me. That was not a photoshopped on. That is me in standing funny in a tie and
then just the number. I do have to admit though, I did see one, I think it was today, where someone photoshopped your head on, I think someone on, like, they were over the grave of, and it matched up pretty damn well.
And it's like everyone's using this picture of me. It's where I'm Jefferson deadlifting in the gym and I'm turning and smiling.
Is that what it's from?
Yeah, that's what the picture's from, because I had to look. I'm like, what is that picture?
I couldn't remember if that was on our About page. Is it on the About page?
No, it's from our website. If you go to like the Jefferson deadlift shirt,
it's on there. Okay, I didn't know where they were getting it. I just assumed the About page
next, so it works great for those ones where it's like the person walking by and the guy looking looking over. The number of them that incorporated us personally has been
really, really funny. And people have started their own pages, and a lot of people have gotten Instagram accounts just to do these.
There's a couple pages started. One's like Massonomics memes, and one of them is like has like a LaCroix picture, and it's numero uno or something like that.
Yeah, this is for sure. This week has been, without a doubt, the most in my life. I've laughed out loud looking at my phone.
Yes.
Like, there's been multiple times where my wife goes, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "These are so funny." They're just, they got that bite to them. Like, they just get it.
the Massonomics army has really come out in full force on this, haven't they?
Yeah.
And like you said, the building on each other, like the talking about the breaking parallel shorts
There's been
has
a lot
just
of that.
been just a thing that's just been created out of thin air within this contest.
Yeah. I am almost afraid that that's like a meme that weuld be getting played. Like if we made them, we'd
Yeah,
sell like 4
yeah,
pairs and be like,
right.
oh, that was a meme. You guys
Yeah,
actually made
yeah.
those?
Like, you idiots.
Yeah. That was part of a meme contest.
Yeah.
Why would you think that's serious? Because part of my brain goes, maybe we do need to make those. No, it's just a meme.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is there.
A lot of funny stuff though, but I shouldn't even say more because we're going to talk more about the memes specifically.
We should. Plus, we have another contest going on right now, Tanner.
That's right. A contest
And-
within it's Contestception,
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
starring Leonardo DiCaprio, who also has been in a lot of the Massonomics memes. The what Leonardo DiCaprio from Django Unchained.
That was one of the very first ones.
Yeah.
Tanner gets cocky on what's in the can. Tommy.
That was funny.
That one was really funny.
When he's holding the Michelob Ultra
Yeah,
seltzers.
from
I'm like,
Django,
that
yeah,
is funny. That
one
was
was-
from Matt.
Yes, Matt.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah.
But we do have another contest going on with Rep right now for the Strongman Sandbags. And I think people have been pretty shocked to see 2 contests this week. Huh?
Yes, a contest within a contest. And Elephant in the Room, it's with Rep Fitness, who we formerly had, if you've listened back, maybe, 10 episodes or something like that.
Something like that.
There, we had a little, I'm not sure what the right word, what did we have? A little,
I don't know.
I don't want to use a word that sounds too negative because
Yeah.
it really isn't. We had just
I would say
there was just a thing.
I would say misunderstanding.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Maybe that was what it was.
Yeah. There was just a small misunderstanding at this point. Yeah. But they extended us the
Olive branch.
Yeah, we extended each other the olive branch, and we're doing a contest together, which has been great.
When you're here, your family, Olive Garden.
Olive
I don't know who was
Garden.
writing that, but it was very funny.
Yes.
I really like that. Tanner, do you like this beverage?
Not really.
I don't like it either. So you know what, Tanner?
I brought us. Oh, you brought a backup.
I was
beverage?
prepared for something like this. Do you want to do a what's in the can part 2?
We've never done that before.
Oh, hitting with the double header tonight.
So we don't have to finish this one.
We don't have to finish that one. I don't like it. I don't.
What a relief.
I don't really care for
Oh, yeah,
seltzers.
they do.
All right, no looking, no looking. I'm not a huge seltzer guy in the first place, which I think I said last week, and this one really does not do it for me. So
Solid top. That makes me lean towards buble. Oh, I'm pretty sure I can smell that from my lap when I. Oh, I think I know what it is.
yeah,
I do. And that's even without a taste. Maybe I'm not positive anymore, but I think we're dealing with a bubbly here based on the pop top. I could feel that.
Okay.
I could really smell. I was feeling like cherry.
Okay.
And that's what I smelled right away. And that's, since I got that first hint, I can't move past that. But I'm going to say it's like blackberry cherry.
It is blackberry.
Oh,
Blackberry.
oh. Well, I was pretty close then.
This is still okay. So I would give this pineapple. I would never pick one of these to drink one. If I was,
No.
if I thought I had to, if I was like, I really want to get drunk.
Yeah.
I guess I would put one down, but
Yeah.
those are not enjoyable to me. This flavor, so I would give that like 2 JD Power and Associates.
Yeah.
Whereas this blackberry one, still not one of my favorite ones.
Right.
In our house, we call this the cough medicine bubbly because it kind of has a cough medicine flavor.
And that's the cherry. That's why, like, that's what cherry always kind of reminds me of.
Yeah.
Actually, this does taste like blackberry brandy. Did you ever drink that blackberry brandy?
Like a few times.
We used to drink that pretty hard
Really?
for a period
I
of
had
time.
a friend
yeah.
that I don't know if this is normal, but his thing was to do blackberry brandy with eggnog at Christmas time, and it was absolutely disgusting. Like
No, we would just have like blackberry brandy with like 7-Up.
because it was kind of yeah.
Which is like, in hindsight, just sounds disgusting. But
You can do this and make it taste good, right?
Yeah, right.
Not using these things. So we don't really in our house we don't particularly like this one either. So we're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel at this moment, Tanner. But
this tastes better than
I would give this like a 3. I think it's at least somewhat refreshing.
Yeah, I think 3 is pretty fair. appropriate.
Yeah. So I kind of cut us off when we were talking about our last contest.
Well, with
because
Rep
I was
Fitness,
so thirsty.
we're picking in winners for those. We're giving away three of each. It's their Strongman stone bags that they just released, and our 8-bit Strongman flags, and we're gonna have 3 winners that are each gonna receive both of those. So it's cool to be able to give stuff away. I kind of like the contest thing is always fun.
We love giving stuff away as long as it's not lift shorts, right?
It's never lift shorts.
Yeah.
I do like the idea someone came up with, for the Massonomics meme contest. The prize package is $100 in Massonomics merchandise. The trick, though, we just so happen to be releasing our new sticker pack, which has a face value of $99 or $100. I'm making up the sticker pack. It's just we're going to one of our sticker packs is going to be worth $100 on our site. So the winners that each get $100 of Massonomics merchandise, all we have to give them now is a sticker pack.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah. The value. This is rated at a value of $100.
Yes. So
we set the pricing.
Right. We set the pricing.
In my head, I'm the whole time thinking a $100 gift card. I'm like, well, it's a gift card. We never said gift card though. Yeah, and we never said a gift card either.
No, we're straight up picking. We're even picking for you, and it's going to be the new $100 sticker pack.
Yeah.
Surprise.
It's just one sticker, but it's a really nice sticker.
It's a nice sticker.
Yeah. Yeah. We weren't clear on what the prize was going to be, so there it is.
You're lucky. It's a very rare sticker pack, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just have one
I
of
mean,
5.
you have to be a winner to get it.
There was the Strongman news that came out, I think, just like today from what I saw, that World's Strongest Man 2021 is going to be in Sacramento, California. And it's going to be in June 15th to June 20th. And it's also a multi-year deal that World's Strongest Man will continue to be there at least in 2022. And I didn't know if it was like
they're like Sacramento, actually?
Yeah, Sacramento is where it's at. And I think a couple things stand out. Overall, World's Strongest Man being in California seems like the smartest fit I've ever heard of. Why wouldn't you have it at a good place and not
I mean, before this they might as well have just done it in Aberdeen.
Right. And also, though, the interesting thing, they're setting a date of June 15th 2021 for World's Strongest Man in a state that
is the strictest in the nation.
Right.
So however you feel about that, it also is like, well, they're leaving a lot up to chance here,
right?
As far
because that's not that far away. We're actually mid February right now, so March, April, May, June, 4 months from now.
Yeah,
is that enough to be like? Are there going to be able to be spectators at it? Like, I feel like that's not a great chance for that. No,
yeah. Which it's World's Strongest Man. They're used to that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I just am surprised that they're not like, let's try and shoot for like September.
Yeah,
like just give ourselves more.
Yeah, as long as we're doing it in California.
Right.
Interesting. Yeah, I do think Sacramento's a good spot for it,
Me
though.
too.
In any normal year, I think it would be a huge turnout.
Oh,
for
that
people.
seems like about the smartest place I've heard of them having it ever.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder, I'm curious how, is the promotion company, is it American-based?
I don't even know. I don't know the answer to that.
It's like, why wouldn't it just be in America every single year then?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's all so much a TV show for them, so I don't know if there's reasons for the TV show that's more advantageous for them to be in those other places. I don't know if I don't even know what the body is, but the Chamber of Commerce for these cities, because I don't know who they're doing the deal with, but I think they're getting, World's Strongest Man is getting something for having it there too.
Yeah.
So maybe these places have made it lucrative for them to be there.
More attractive. They presented an attractive package for them that they couldn't refuse.
Exactly.
And we've all been presented with an attractive package before, right?
Yeah, with a couple cool beans inside of it.
The package with a few cool beans. Should we do some ads?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, and I have to do my thing.
Yeah, you have to do your thing.
I do always catch up on my phone while you're on it.
Well, that thing's always lighting up over there, Tanner. The Massonomics Podcast is brought to you by Spud Inc. and the Looper Straps. Serious athletes know the strength that adding chains to your bench or squat will build. The Spud Ink Looper straps are designed for exactly that purpose, easily wrapping around any traditional or specialty bar to give you space for more than 10 chains on each side. The looper straps can be adjusted to accommodate different lifter heights, and chains can be placed at different positions in the adjuster loops to target your specific weak points. Outside of the big lifts, the looper straps add an extra challenge to almost any exercise and even work as standalone alternatives to traditional dumbbell movements like the bicep curl or tricep extension. Check out the Spud Ink Looper straps online at spud-ink-straps.com. Today's show is brought to you by Texas Power Bars. Buddy Caps first started lifting weights in the late 60s and began powerlifting in the mid-70s. At the time, he was working for Image Barbell building gym equipment. Around 1976, a local machine shop started making Olympic bars for them, calling it the Image Bar. In 1977, Image Barbell became Champion Barbell. It was then that Buddy started looking at the bars with an intent of changing them for the better. In 1979, Buddy bought his first lathe to begin addressing the known issues. In 1980, his passion, drive, and purpose now had a greater mission. Buddy set out on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he'd ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house with the best knurling and was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, national, international, world, and Massonomics powerlifting records have been and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar. To learn more about Texas Power Bars and buy one of their legendary bars, visit TexasPowerBars.com. More Breaking Parallel memes, short memes coming to us live. This episode is brought to you by Hybrid Performance Method. If you've been training without a coach and have been looking for a competitive edge, remember to check out hybridperformancemethod.com. Hybrid has 15 different strength and fitness programs covering everything from powerlifting and strongman to gymnastics and general fitness, all included in one training membership. That's not all. Hybrid also offers one-on-one personalized nutrition coaching that uses lifestyle habits and a flexible approach to shape your nutrition plan around your current lifestyle instead of turning your lifestyle upside down in order to support unsustainable habits that only work in the short run the way most programs do. If you're ready to take your training, nutrition, or both to the next level, use code MASS in all caps, that's MASS, for 5% off membership to all programs for the life of your membership. And last but not least, today's show is brought to you by Lifting Large. Since 2004, Lifting Large has been providing lifters across the world with powerlifting gear from Titan Support Systems. Lifting Large has the largest in-stock supply on Titan wrist and knee wraps in the world. They're home of the Ground Lock deadlift slipper, and they're always in stock and always ready to ship, and they're always a popular topic in the Massonomics meme contest.
Yes, Ground Lock deadlift slippers have been a heavy hitter for sure.
They have been.
And rightfully so.
I bet Lifting Large didn't know they were going to get that much mileage out of the Ground Lock deadlift slip.
I bet they had no idea.
Do you think they're aware of how much?
I think they're seeing. I think they're getting tagged enough that they're well aware that it's a running.
Good. We Lifting Large also has ER competition combo racks in stock and ready to ship. They are the only powerlifter supplier with live website chat support available during the weekdays, and you can get email replies to your questions in hours, not days like some of the other guys. They now accept Amazon Pay and Stripe for a quick and simple checkout, and once your checkout is complete, your order will ship fast with same-day shipping on most orders. Massonomics customers can use code MASS20, that's MASS20, to get 20% off Lifting Large branded products like the Ground Lock deadlift slipper, and also receive an additional 50 rewards points added to our Lifting Large account. Place your orders at liftinglarge.com, and you can follow them at liftinglarge.com. That's at liftinglarge, DOTCOM. Thank you to our sponsors.
Much like Aberdeen Magazine has also become aware of everything they've been tagged in.
Yeah.
Also, maybe we'll talk about this. We'll just make this one statement, and then that's a teaser till after our guest here. But come on, Johnny Candido.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You always want what you can't have, right, Tanner?
Right. So now for our guest, Jen Thompson. If I can figure out how to do that.
Phone battery.
I haven't seen my phone bill yet from the Canadian call with Jessica Bittner. Curious to see how that plays out.
Yeah. You'll have to report back with the actual price of that.
What the damage is.
Yeah.
Hello.
Jen, you are on the Massonomics podcast with Tanner and Tommy.
Hello, Jen.
Hi, guys. How are you?
We are doing great now that you're here.
Oh, Oh, thank you.
This is long overdue. We got the chance to interview at the Arnold a few years back, and
Oh, that was so much fun.
yeah, and that was so. What year would that have been? 2017?
I think 2018.
2018.
Yeah,
Okay.
one of
so.
those two. Yeah.
Yeah.
17 or 18, one of the other ones.
Okay. So we have had you on have had you on our list, and we're finally getting to you.
Oh, for goodness sakes. I've got the t-shirts. I've got the banner. Finally, I got the podcast.
Yes,
The trifecta.
the excellent trifecta. So for anyone quick that doesn't know, you're a powerlifting superstar, a legend. How many IPF championships have you won in your career?
I've won 4 in the classic powerlifting. I've won 3 in equipped bench 4 in equipped bench and 3 in classic bench. I get them all screwed up, but 11 total.
That's
11.
a lot.
Yeah, double digits. That is a lot.
How many? Do you know how many national championships you've won?
No,
Okay.
I know for Raw Nationals coming up, if I were to win, it would be my number 10
Okay.
for powerlifting Raw Nationals. I'm not really sure. My husband has a spreadsheet where he's kept everything I've done. And I could literally look on the spreadsheet right now and figure it out if I wanted to.
What year was the first Raw Nationals?
I didn't even go to the first Raw Nationals.
I mean, was it
honestly.
2007-ish? Was it around there?
No, I don't think so. Well, it might have been 8, maybe
8, okay.
2008.
Okay, so you've won almost all of them that you've competed in then, or all
Yeah,
of them that existed.
Yeah.
I've won. I didn't go to the first one. I've gone to all of them after that. I've won every single one except for 2019. I lost to Sam on body weight, Sam Calhoun.
Okay.
So that was my first loss.
So not a terrible track record.
No, it's just all right. And I've never lost a bench nationals. I've won all those.
Right. Well, okay. So that's as long as we're talking about the powerlifting and everything, we had a couple hot topics that we've talked about lately, and I'm sure you've seen it. The one is the bench arches. Johnny Candido, I don't know if that's where it started. He put out a video.
I think so.
Yeah, he put out the video talking about it, giving his opinion and his take on that. First of all, I guess, what's your opinion on someone that benches with an extreme arch? Or I should say, whether it's arch or whatever factors, they're able to get a very limited range of motion.
And before we start, would you classify yourself as being relatively flat in your arch compared to a lot of people?
When you're looking at bench press only lifters, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a baby arch compared to most folks. And it's funny, I find it so funny that this is such a hot topic now because it's been going on forever.
Right.
And I feel like they're always trying to find something, to kind of figure out, because obviously with a huge arch, that's not impressive to watch somebody, have so much technique. It's not strength, it's just technique with a little shrug in there. So, I mean, there's nothing impressive about that. So it is sort of a negative reflection on our sport if we're looking for a fan base.
Right.
Nobody cares to watch that. So, I can remember one of my very first international bench press, and this was in equipment. And there was a Russian girl, I think her last name was Krylova. She didn't even wear a bench shirt. She wore a t-shirt and she flexed her wrist, and that was the whole list. And even the other people were I've never heard anyone boo at bench worlds before, but everyone booed.
Yeah.
Wow.
What the hell?
Yeah.
It's a little anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were all just what, and there's a lot of, there's several Japanese lifters where it's just, or Asian, Chinese Taipei type things where, the referees are getting off their chairs to make sure it's not touching in the up position.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy to think.
It's we got to make sure we're legal from the start.
Yeah,
here.
right.
For
From
the
the
reasons
start,
that aren't typically the problem.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, inhale, exhale, we're done.
Right.
Luckily, I've been able to beat all those girls, but it's still not everybody can. So, I mean, it is frustrating to be training for something and to lose out to somebody like that.
So do you think there should be rules in place? You know, so what were Johnny's suggestions? I guess
I think one of his was. I think the main one he had was just putting fingers
width.
inside the ring.
Yeah.
Grip width. How would
Grip
you feel
width.
about something like that?
It's not even that it's a bad idea. I think it'd probably help with some, but like from the refereeing aspect of it, like how you monitor where people's grips are and how you make sure that this weight class, their grip has to be here and this weight class, their grip has to be there. It's just not practical, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I
it'd be hard to
agree
do.
with that.
Yeah. My husband and I were talking about it. Like you would have to have like, I think you'd have to have like different bars where the rings at different spots for like each weight class. But even
Right.
that's not practical either. You know. So I don't know. I think some of it, like they would fix some of it. They just make people put their butt on the bench, you know, like your whole butt, not just like your inner thighs. I think that would help
Yeah.
some. But you know, even like this last, I think it was 2019, it was in Japan. And like some of the lifters would like even try to like turn their hands out funny. So just like a barely piece of their finger was touching the ring. So they were even like farther out, you know, they had their fingers spread out and like a fingernail was like touching the ring. So they even try to cheat it out even more than normal, which most of the time the referees were making them replace the bar and grip it properly. But, you know, it's just crazy. Just bench.
Yeah.
Right.
So where do you, out of curiosity, where do you grip the bar at?
I am a ring fingers on the ring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I try to get my like, so when the bar's on my chest and my elbows are a little outside 90,
Okay.
I feel like it's like the most powerful position there.
And your best bench of all time? Did you do just in the gym at least? You did 330 just recently, didn't you?
Yeah, we did that at the Lift for Charity in Colorado. Yeah, that was my best like ever attempt. I even tried. That was like so I couldn't believe like how easy that was. And I tried. We were raising money on Twitch for charity, and so you could like put in like we'll give you this much money if you try this. So we said, you know, for every $1 you raise, you know, I'll try that amount. So we got up to 347.5. And I gave it a roll, which I thought I would have got smushed by it, but I got about halfway. So I was pretty surprised.
Yeah, there you go.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Have over the course of your career, at least in benching specifically, have you ever really had any competition that's close to you?
No.
Right,
No. I mean, I've always usually like, I don't know. I think the Russian girl, and I can't even pronounce her name properly, but she's been at the last couple of them, but I usually beat her by, I don't know, 20, 30 kilos.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you watch what some of the girls are putting out now, like Corolla, I can't say her last name right, but she's from Italy. She's put out some training videos in the 3s. So I mean, girls are getting up there. She's a 63. So I'm just trying to see girls step it up and push it up a little bit higher. So you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. What about we just had Jessica Bittner on.
I saw that.
Okay, yeah, just a couple weeks ago, and we talked to her about this article that we put out in what year did we decide it was?
Oh boy.
So this is on the Massonomics website. We used to do more like blog style articles on our website back in like 2015, 2016, 2017. We would put these out, and we put a fair amount of effort into that at that point in time, and we did one in
it was August 2016.
August 2016, and what was it called?
So the article was the top 10 female powerlifters that you should be following, and it was a list of the criteria was 10 female powerlifters that have less than 10,000 followers on Instagram.
Right. So it's basically female powerlifters that maybe you're not following now,
And
you need to be following them.
And-
You should be following.
Okay.
And at the time, the first one on the list, number 10 was Jessica Bittner.
Yeah.
And number 9, next on the list, Jen Thompson with
nice.
6,000 followers.
Yeah, I was probably like just getting started with social media then.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
like, what is this? Okay. Talking to my kids now, how do I do this? And
Yeah.
what is it for?
and it's funny reading the little write-up. It says, I wonder if this kid knows that his mom is stronger than most of his friends' dads. If he does know, I hope he makes a point to let them know. And then
Yeah.
talking about your resume a little bit. And yeah, it's just funny to see, like, all of these years later, we're talking to you on the phone now.
Isn't that cool? That's so neat. It is funny. My son, when he was in preschool, he had like a little play date and he went to his friend's house. And the dad he told me you're the strongest woman in the world. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then after he left, I Googled you and I'm like, she is the strongest woman in the world. And he was like, 4 or 5 years old.
Right. Well, and your kid, you have sons that are lifting now and are they're very competitive, aren't they?
Yeah, they're doing really good. Let's see, my oldest son is 17. He's a junior this year. And they both play baseball too, like travel ball. But Tucker, he won the high school nationals. He won the varsity as a freshman, which I think that was the first time that's happened. And then he was going for a repeat, but of course it got canceled last year, so he didn't get to try to hit it again. So, and then this year he playing baseball, he tore his MCL or ACL, MCL. So he just had it repaired. So he won't be going. But then my youngest one's a freshman, so he's going to high school nationals this year. So they're just doing good. I mean, I know I always tell them like they don't have to do it, but they've been in the gym since they were, in a cradle with a bottle. So it was sort of natural progression.
And it looks like for you guys, like it is kind of a family affair. Like you guys are all training together quite a bit, it looks like, aren't you?
Oh yeah, it's so much fun. I mean, the boys don't have quite a intense and specific workout that we do. So they're in there for like half the time and we're in there for like a whole nother hour afterwards. And they're all about get in, get the work done and get out, where we're more like, shooting the shit and like razzing each other, having a good time. So
we understand that,
there is a little bit of a difference that way, but it is pretty cool that I can hear either of them. Like, it's so cool to hear them saying, come on, Mom, you got this, it's neat.
Is bench for each of them, is that their best lift?
No, ironically, no.
Okay,
no.
That's what I was going to ask if it was. If you guys disown them,
do you have a lot of family fights about this? Is this a point of contention?
No, they're good. They're not bad. They're pretty good at bench. They have to be, But like Tucker really excels in the squat, and so does Brody. Brody's a catcher for baseball, so he's got all that strength in the back end. Mm-hmm. So. So they don't take after their mom, and they got really great squats.
Not a bad lift to be good at.
Yeah. Right.
No.
And do you train? Is it a home gym that you all train at? It looks like I don't know what it is. If it's a home gym, it's a very nice home gym that you've got.
Yeah. We've always had a home gym. Even back when my husband made a home gym, back in the 80s. Like that, he's because it's before big box gyms and things like that. So we started dating when I was in college, and we probably moved to 3 or 4 different rental houses, and we'd have to move the gym every single time.
And moving gyms is always fun, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's when you find out where your real friends are.
That's true.
And then we moved down to North Carolina 25 years ago, and so we've been in one spot for a while. But it's in our basement, and we have probably anywhere between 6 and 8 people lifting all the time, and it's usually our neighbors or our friends. They all come over and lift, so it's it was just like seeing friends every day and having a good time. So it keeps it light, keeps it fun.
The one time you had that awesome picture where everyone in the whole gym was wearing a bench and 315 shirt.
Yeah, you guys sent one for everybody. Yeah. They loved it. We still wear them all the time.
Yeah.
And the blue ones too with the mountains on it.
Yeah, the bench heavy.
Yeah, the bench heavy.
Yeah. Right. They always wear. We always have those on. They're so nice and soft, and they fit so good.
So outside of the world of lifting, are you a teacher? Is that right?
Yeah, I teach high school.
Okay, so what do you teach?
Well, I taught math for 19 years. And then just the last couple of years, I've been teaching electives. So I teach an honors nutrition class, I teach a weight training class, and then I teach an all-girls health and PE class right now.
Those seem way more fun than math.
Yeah.
I said, well, I can finish out my career doing these. The high-stakes testing and that math was just I've done my due. Give me something else.
Yeah.
So did you teach algebra 2, what
Geometry.
Mostly
type of
just
stuff.
algebra. I mean,
Okay.
here it's called Math 1 now because they have to
Okay.
change everything every few years and do like the new math and the new this, the new that.
Yeah.
But it was basically algebra. I love algebra.
Ugh, not a math guy.
Now I can help my kids when they're doing their math, so it's good.
Right. Okay. So your students then, we talked about kind of your kids and them understanding how strong you are, and they've obviously been around you their whole life and they get it. But so your students at school, do they understand how strong you are and how much you bench press and all of that stuff?
I think they do to a point. Like they're more impressed with like how many Instagram followers I have.
Right. That's
Let's talk something more
How much
relatable
I'm
here.
lifting. Like, can you tag me? Can you repost me? Like, no, I cannot.
I never even thought about that part. It's like, yeah, a 3-plate bench is cool, but you know what's even cooler? Tens of thousands of Instagram.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and weren't you with Juji Mufu? I saw you on his, videos and Omar Isuf and all those guys. So it is kind of funny that's more impressive to them.
Right.
But when we're in like weight training class, they're like, "How much can you do on this again?" And they're just always a little bit blown away by it, but it's cool.
So do you ever in weight training class, do you ever have to slap on a couple plates and just like embarrass them a little bit?
No, I don't usually, just because I usually have like training later that day, and so I don't want to mess up my workout. And like this year, of course, with like COVID, everything's just blah. So I mean, this year's just been crappy all around.
I still like to imagine that you're just repping, that you do like 3 plates for reps and then go and train again and do the same thing later, just to show off that day.
I do a little. I used to have like a little powerlifting club. We haven't been able to have it this year because of all the craziness. But I would work out with my little powerlifting club every once in a while. So they were pretty impressed that way.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Do you ever have to worry about, you do have a big significant Instagram following when being a teacher and around kids that are all on social media and Instagram, everything all the time. I suppose you kind of have to be more cognizant of what's going out on your Instagram feed in comparison to someone that, I don't know,
doesn't have that.
Right. Yeah. That is not the teacher.
Yeah. Well, for sure. Mostly I try to post things that like, I don't want my kids ever to be embarrassed by something that I post. So I always sort of think about that before I post anything. But then in North Carolina too, we always have this thing at the beginning of every year, and they basically it's like a right to work state. And they basically are like, if you put anything out there that we deem as like unprofessional, they can fire you like on the spot. So you always do, because your students are watching it and my kids are watching it, and so I'm definitely always making sure that it's not something that they would find embarrassing or distasteful. Really.
It is a funny dynamic to me to think though, like how much kids enjoy social media and like how big of the follower thing is to them, and how you're just crushing all of them. You just have way more followers than all of them.
It's just a weird thing now. Everything you post is like permanent. It's like recorded, and I don't know that a lot of the younger generation really realizes. Like, I don't know.
Absolutely.
We've said before it would be terrible to have to deal with that now.
I'm glad that like when I was in high school that
it wasn't
social media didn't exist.
It's like a few people had Facebook accounts and that was it.
Right.
You didn't have to worry about being recorded doing something and then coming up later, or whatever.
Yeah, not everyone had a camera phone in their pocket.
And even then, the camera phones then were really shitty pictures. That was the best thing you get. You didn't have video.
Yeah, right.
So it's a different time for sure. Yeah. You gotta be a little more careful. I wonder, like some of these posts you see coming out there, I thought, oh my God, if you have kids one day and they see you putting this out, oh my God, what are you going to tell them?
Yeah. Or even people that already do have kids, and you're like, oh, I guess you just don't care about what your kids' friends are going to say at all.
Yeah.
Right. That would be bad. I don't know.
How about USAPL Nationals? That was another thing that had come up this year, being 2021 being an exceptional year because of COVID and everything going on. And So what's the rule? What's the deal with nationals? Is it they're taking the top 5 from
Is
each?
it top 5 by class or like top 5 by?
Or
They did like 3 rounds.
Okay.
So the first round was I believe it was the top 3 at the 2020 nationals. So if you're the top 3 in your weight class, you got invited. And then after that, it was the top 5 in the hometown showdown, which is how I got in. And then there was I think they realized from people complaining that there was a lot of very competitive athletes that were going to be missed. So then they, which some people were upset about this, but I sort of feel like they were trying to respond to what people were saying. So they made a 3rd round where it was like, I can't remember if it was the top 3 or top 5 of the 2019 nationals. So they kind of kept pushing it out so that, like they were making sure they were getting kind of all the most competitive athletes in, I guess, be the way to say it. But I just feel like, hearing all these complaints on these different YouTube channels and yada, 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 I just think you're never going to please everybody. And it's like, it's COVID. Like, there's no great answer. I'm just so happy we're having it.
Yeah. So like one of the biggest, I think, as someone that's never competed at nationals and probably never will, one of the biggest complaints that you see a lot of people have is just the sheer number of people that compete. Like, to you, has that ever bugged you in the past? Like, would you like to see that number change one way or the other?
Honestly, I always loved it because it made it such a huge event. Like for, I think my weight class, I think there was like over 100 in my weight class or something like that. But I guess like, because we had the prime time, which was so much fun to lift at. It just gave the opportunity, I think, for people to experience like a nationals, but then like all those people came to prime time. So you're sort of like guaranteeing yourself a giant audience for your top lifters.
A giant, like super captivated, very interested audience.
But the coolest thing was like, even just walking around, like, people want your picture with you or your autograph, just being able to rub shoulders and meet like probably some of the people you follow on Instagram or you sort of look up to, like just having that opportunity to lift in the same event with those athletes, but then even be able to meet and talk to them and hang out with them. I know like it was way, too big, yada, yada, yada. And they did increase the qualification totals by quite a bit, but I didn't mind it. I thought it was cool.
That makes sense too.
Yeah, it was so much fun. It was such a fun event. And the prime time, like it was at nighttime. The bars were open. People were drinking and just going nutty.
It was actually fun.
It was like a live sporting event.
Right. It's like
it was.
What
it
people
was
want
partying
powerlifting
while
to
you're
get to
lifting
be.
these weights and the lights and the announcing and the music. It was such a show. Like I will cherish those moments for sure.
When Gino announces you, does he call you anything in particular? Does he usually say anything? When we've just heard him several times, and some people have some fun nicknames and that sort of thing.
He usually just says Jen Thompson, but my husband has his Instagram name as Jennifer Thompson's husband because of Gino.
Okay.
Because we were lifting at Bench Nationals, and I was coaching him, Donovan, as he was getting ready to go. So you know how they announce the lifters as they come up. Well, Gino was like, next up, Jennifer Thompson's husband. Never even said his name.
I love that.
He didn't even say his name or anything. So he just, he just rolled with it. So he's pretty proud of all my accomplishments. So he just goes by Jennifer Thompson's husband now. But
I do like that.
Gino's pretty good. He remembers everything. Like he remembers your world records. He remembers where you placed. He's just he's really good with that.
Yeah, we've had the opportunity
to talk to him a couple times, like briefly, and he's always remembered us. And, he's got to announce a couple meets locally here that we've done too. So it's always fun.
I think you have him in your intro, don't you? Have him in your podcast intro?
We do. Oh, yes, Gino is in every podcast episode. He's a guest on every episode.
Yeah. So he's brought a lot of fun to the sport for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have this game we like to play with every guest. It's called Overrated, Underrated.
Okay.
And, it's very important. It's the most important part of our entire episode every week. And
That's what everyone looks forward to.
That's what everyone looks forward to.
This is the make or break right here.
And this is like the highest pressure situation for you.
Oh, God,
Everything up to this point has been pretty fun, but this is where it gets really super serious. So
my adrenaline's going now. I'm not going to be able to go to bed.
So we have this series of topics handpicked for you, and you have to decide whether each one is overrated or underrated. The most important thing to remember is you can't ride the line. There's no riding the line in between. You have to pick overrated or underrated.
I just pick one.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And you
with
get
no explanation.
No.
You are free to elaborate. We've had people elaborate for 10 plus minutes. I mean, you can go on as much or as little as you want.
Yeah, you get to decide how much explanation you think goes along with it.
I'm super nervous.
You get
not good. I am not good with on the spot stuff.
I think you'll do all right with these ones. Okay, overrated or underrated? The Outer Banks.
Oh, overrated. Overrated.
Could you explain the Outer Banks? And
I was not familiar with this concept.
I went one time and we came home early.
Really? So is it not like what? It's just like a beach. It's like this chain of islands outside of North Carolina a little bit, correct?
Yeah, it's in North Carolina. But it's it's all homes. There's like no real restaurants. There's really, unless you want to sit on the beach, there's not much to do.
Okay.
I mean, it's just big, huge houses and condos, and I didn't really like it.
Is it like a super wealthy area then, or what?
It can be. Like, granted, now, we were probably there like 18 years ago, so because I never wanted to go back.
Okay.
But you can get like these giant homes, that sleep, I don't know, 20. So you, like, a lot of people have like big family reunions there and things like that, which are fun if you just want to cook out and hang out on the beach. But I'm more of a mountains gal. I don't really care for the beach too much.
Okay. So would it be the Smoky Mountains or what?
Blue Ridge.
Blue Ridge
okay. Mountains.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Outer Banks definitely sounds very overrated, but the Blue Ridge Mountains may be underrated.
Oh, totally underrated. I love it there.
Okay. So that's a pro North Carolina tip. If we come,
visitor guide is getting put together right now.
Yeah. Now we know not to go all the way east to the Outer Banks, and we'll stay inland a little bit and do the mountains.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. I would highly recommend that.
All right. Well, that's good to know. So far, so good.
Okay. That wasn't too bad. Okay. I'm feeling better now.
Yeah. Overrated or underrated overload training, like heavy holds?
Oh, underrated, of course. Like, it's the key to my success.
Is it? Is that because it seems like you do a fair amount of them?
I do a lot of them. I do a lot of just overloading exercises, like with the slingshot, the board presses, the pin presses. I just sort of feel like if you can get weight moving that you can't normally do, eventually you'll get there.
Do you utilize that sort of overload training in any of the other lifts?
Yeah. Oh yeah. For we do it for, like, deadlifts. We do rack pulls and things like that. For the squats, we do heavy walkouts, which is basically a heavy hold bench press, but with the squat.
That's what I wondered if you did do it with the squats too.
Yeah, we do it with the squats, and then we do like the bands where they're hanging from the top, so the bands are helping you, and so we load that shit up and bench with the bands, so they're helping you.
And it's fun because it's a whole bunch of weight.
And for me, like the squat's always been like a mind trick for me. So like just the fact of like, because when you walk out the way, you're actually holding the weight. The bands aren't helping you, they're loose. And so just the mental like confidence of being able to go down with that weight and go down with some speed, and you feel good because the bands are there for you. So for me, that's been like a huge helper.
Cool.
And it seems to work for you.
It's been working for years.
The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Okay. Overrated or underrated lizards as pets?
Oh, I guess underrated. You don't see too many. We're the only crazy family with an iguana. So I still can't believe, like, I don't know how I ended up with this pet.
How did you?
Where did that come from?
Well, my son Tucker wanted a dog forever, and my youngest son got like eczema, a lot of allergies, and so I told him this whole life when he turned 12 he could get a dog. But then 12 came, and we really couldn't have a dog. So he researched
So you
lizards.
tricked him into thinking this is a dog, and he still thinks it's a dog.
No, he tricked me because iguanas, you can teach them their names. They can be potty trained. You can walk them on a leash like a dog. What I totally overlooked is that they can live 20 to 25 years.
Whoa.
So I'm stuck with this thing. I'm like, oh my God.
So those are all facts that I did not know about iguanas.
Yeah, I know, right?
So
And they just eat lettuce. So you don't have to get like gross insects from them. They just eat lettuce and fruit.
they get that big from lettuce.
Yes.
Oh.
All he eats is lettuce.
So you said those things that they can do. So have you does your pet iguana know his name, do you think?
Well, my son has not done the greatest job at training him. And so it's sort of become my pet now. So he is potty trained. So that's what I'm most excited about.
That's probably the biggest one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it does he have like a little, like a litter box or like a doggy pad, or like, how does that work?
So he has because they're cold blooded. So you have to keep them pretty warm. So he has his own little closet underneath our stairwell, which is like his own room. It's a bifold door, and we've got the heating lamps in there, and that's where he eats. But he can bump the bifold door with his nose and get out when he wants to.
Oh.
And so I keep my shower door open, and he walks into my walk-in shower and he pisses and poops over the drain.
Wow.
And then you just got to wash it down with some water.
I mean, I guess it's where there's plumbing built in.
So did you just set him in there a few times?
Yeah, when he was little, we would just kind of push him and walk him as the route to get to the.
Yeah.
And they love warm water too. They like showers. They don't drink a lot. They get most of their water from like their skin. So you got to give them warm showers every once in a while anyways. So we just taught them how to walk in here.
So do you have like visitors come to your house and they're just so freaked out by an iguana?
Oh yeah. Well, they either think it's cool or they freak right out. Like they're like, oh my God, get it away from me.
That's what. So he can get out of his Harry Potter under the stairs bedroom thing.
Yes.
So has he ever freaked you out? Because like I saw on your Instagram where he was, in your closet on top of the door. Like, has he ever showed up in places where you're like,
Yeah, I've almost
creepy.
stepped on him a couple of times or didn't realize he was there. I kicked him across the room once on accident. I felt really bad. But yeah, he'll be in just like the most random places. Sometimes they like high places. So I usually try to climb up high, but not always. So yeah, there's been times I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I'm still not
He really
convinced
loves-
on getting one for myself.
Yeah.
I learned a
He
lot,
loves
but
to go
I
in
don't know if I need one still.
He had like an ET moment. He likes to go in my son's closet and he's got some stuffed animals in there. So he couldn't find them forever. And I looked in there and you see all these stuffed animals and there's his little head sticking out, like that. I was like, oh my God.
Sounds kind of terrifying.
That's what I think too. That's what nightmares are made of.
Yeah.
He doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, he walks around like during the day, but I mean, they're really pretty chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And that's Rocky?
That's Rocky.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Rocky
Rocky.
is underrated.
Yes. Okay.
Of course.
So last topic, and this is the last one's always the most important.
Oh boy.
Overrated or underrated Taco John's?
I guess. Well, I guess it would be underrated. Most people don't even know about Taco John's. I don't think.
It doesn't exist in North Carolina?
No, it doesn't. But it's funny. I grew up in Michigan, and my best friend owned a Taco John's up in Marquette, Michigan.
I didn't know they had them in Michigan even.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had I don't think they have them anywhere but Marquette, Michigan, which is in the UP.
Yeah.
So we would spend summers up there, and we would, pretend we were chefs in the kitchen of Taco John's and make our own creations.
What is your favorite? What is or was your favorite menu item at Taco John's?
I don't even know. We went off menu. We totally went off menu and just we had the Jennifer special. My friend's name was Allie, and we had the Allie special. I don't know. The people that worked there probably hated us, but yeah. But we made some good stuff. I love Mexican food. So
Well, we'll mail you some.
and they
Taco
have the
John's.
little potato things
Yes,
too.
potato
like
olays.
and potatoes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
those were really that. Okay, I take it back. Those were my.
That's what I
favorite.
wondered if you
Pretty
remember.
good.
Those are kind of the
potato
signature
olay. Yeah.
piece.
Yeah, I mean, this was back in when I was in elementary school, so it was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Still
But
got
yeah,
'em.
like I never heard of them until we had gone up there and they had that one, and I think that was the only one like around.
Yeah. It's a big deal around western Northeast South Dakota.
I think I saw that on your Instagram or something one time. I was like,
Yes.
"That's Taco John's."
Yes.
That's crazy.
it is
Yeah, I
delicious.
can't believe they're still. I mean, I wonder how many years they've been around. They have to have been around for a while.
Yeah,
I
very
think it's
long
a long time. Yeah.
Yes. So what was your answer though? What did you decide on?
Oh, underrated.
Okay,
I said
okay,
underrated
okay,
because
underrated.
well, most of the U.S. probably doesn't even know about them. So that would be
Great
underrated.
reason for yes.
We're all about Chick-fil-A down here, so
we don't have that.
Yeah.
I
we're
know
not.
they're mostly Southern. So but they're the Taco John's of the South.
I don't know. if they're-
The
I don't know
Taco
if
John's
they're
of
taco-
chicken.
Yeah, I don't know if they're on
Of
Taco
chicken.
John's level.
Yeah, well, I don't know. My kids love them. I think they're kind of all right. But my kid, like you watch anyone around here, they're like all Chick-fil-A's are busy 24/7 with lines wrapped around the restaurant. It's crazy.
I've never quite got that. Like I've had it
Me
a few
neither.
times, and I'm like,
It's okay.
it's good. It's not bad, but it's good. But
Yeah.
it's not like a line around the block good.
No.
I don't
Yeah.
think.
It's like if there's more than 2 people in line, I'd go somewhere
Like,
else.
well, I gotta
Yeah.
wait here, so
Yeah.
that seems
One of my
inconvenient.
neighbors that trains with us, he owns our town's Chick-fil-A, and they're having like even with the COVID, with the all their dining rooms are closed. They're having like the best year ever. Like,
Does he ever bring in any chicken sandwiches, like for after the workout or anything?
oh no, he is way too thrifty for that.
Gotta have a talk with him.
Yeah.
We was like, hey, can't we get some free, Chick-fil-A? He's like, I gotta pay for that. It ain't free. Okay.
Yeah.
Your gym membership is though.
Isn't
so
this
hey.
company worth something to you?
Right?
Yep.
I don't know. So
Well,
Anyway.
good news. You did pass overrated, underrated.
oh my
so-
gosh, you had me really worried for
Yeah,
a second. I
that's-
was like, God, please don't ask me about transgender or
Oh,
something.
no.
We don't go with those hot button issues. We go with the
We go with
Massonomics hot
Making
button
up
issues.
pretend hot button issues.
Okay, perfect.
We strictly stay away from anything, any legitimate topics.
Okay, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that about you guys. I knew
Yes.
I liked you for a reason.
Yes. If there's anything we're good at, it's about making sure to talk about nothing serious.
I do like that. It is nice to talk about I do like just the chatting podcast where you're not like, spouting out your resume the whole time. It is kind of fun.
We agree, and that's how we kind of try to approach it. Because, quite honestly, I've heard you on other podcasts, and I've heard most of that stuff before, and
I know,
we're more
like-
interested in talking about stuff that we maybe haven't.
And
heard
like
as
we
much.
don't need to know the reps and sets. Like it's
Right.
just
Right.
like some of that gets discussed way too much with
Right.
other people. So we leave that
Yeah,
to
I-
them, and we have the silly goose time over here.
That's why you have a nice following.
Yep. No, we were really excited to have you on, and it was very cool beans. And we will actually, hopefully, once things happen and exist again, we'll get to see you again at like the Arnold or Nationals or
Yeah.
something like that.
Wait, how close is Sioux Falls to you guys?
Very, very close, and we're friends with Jonah.
Oh.
Is Bench Nationals going to be there again? Will he hold that again?
No,
or-
but he's opening his own gym.
Yeah,
And he
Liberty.
wanted me to come up and do a little seminar up there this summer.
Well, you keep us in the loop, and he'll keep us in
Okay.
the loop too on that.
Yeah.
He actually just posted today. He just hung up a bunch of Massonomics banners in Liberty Barbell.
All
So
right,
yes,
nice.
if you come to I mean, relatively speaking, for us, it's close. It's still like 3 hours away, but like as far as we're concerned,
That's as close as anything.
Yeah,
else.
that's
South
really as
Dakota
close as
is. That's
anything.
like
Yes.
around the corner.
Yeah,
Yes.
that literally is around the corner.
Yes,
yes.
that is. Like,
That's funny.
and as far as like people that we want to talk to on our podcast and stuff go, that's as close as they get. You
Yeah.
know, we can. There's nowhere else to go that's closer than that. So
Yep.
Didn't Jessica drive down to you guys?
No.
she's supposed to. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's supposed to.
Yeah,
Okay. I thought she
she's
had.
no. She needs to do the Northeast South Dakota Celtic Fair Highland Games. She used to be a thrower, so we're gonna talk her into doing some
Oh,
Highland
that's
Games.
so cool.
Yeah.
Why not?
That's exactly right.
Why not nowadays? Go ahead and try something.
We can pencil you in too if that's
The Highland Games?
yeah.
Go ahead. I do strongman stuff across my street all the time. I do the atlases. I do the farmer walk. I flip those little tractor tires.
Yes.
Sign me up. I'm always up for trying new things. I did the American Warrior thing with Juji Mufu. Oh, it was hilarious. I'm not extremely coordinated.
Yeah, that one would be tough. I don't know. I'd like to try it sometime, but I can see how that would be way harder than what they're like. Once it starts happening to you, you're like, I'm not in a good spot right now.
Right. Like the jumping stuff and that warp wall. Like,
yeah,
right.
I just had to kind of, say a little prayer and go for it.
Yeah.
And like one of the walls, like I just smacked into it. I bit my tongue and I fell straight on my butt. And I was like, tongue's bleeding. And I'm like, oh, I'm fine.
Well, and a lot of that stuff kind of seems right up Juji's alley, although he is considerably more massive than a lot of people that are actually really good at that too. He's like for that grip and hanging and all that stuff, he is way more muscular.
He doesn't have the standard body type.
No.
Like most people have that rock climber body type.
Right. He's got a lot of muscle mass to hang on to there.
For sure. Yeah, it was pretty fun though. We had a good time.
Well, we'll
he doesn't live too far from me, so every once in a while we kind of mess around.
Cool. All right. Well, we really appreciate it. We were excited to have you on.
Well, thanks for finally having me.
Yes. Finally.
Thanks, Jen.
Good stuff. Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, we'll see ya.
See ya.
Okay, bye.
Well, all right.
Tommy, if you had to grade Jen as a podcast guest in a certain way, what would you give her?
Like first, I picture myself as like the seagull meme, like just spouting out.
Cool beans.
I really like the one. It's like
the seagull. Yeah, it's like a red.
Tommy, what do you think, or whatever? Yeah, and then the seagull.
Yeah,
cool beans.
She was cool beans. Well, we already knew she was nice and fun to talk to, so that's why.
Yeah, we knew that. There was no surprises there.
No. I also liked the meme that someone made where it's a keyboard. And all
like
it is
3 buttons.
Cool and beans.
Yeah. Almost what this is right here.
Yeah. She did earn herself the cool beans.
She did. She worked for it.
I like too that there's a couple memes that I say the phrase that they can't ride the line.
Yeah.
I don't even necessarily, that's not a phrase I necessarily intentionally say, but I always say it every time.
But that's like the appropriate way to say that.
Yeah, right.
You could say, well, you can, and then we do too. We do say you can't say things are appropriately rated, but you have to really drive home the point of
you can't ride the line.
Yeah, you can't ride the line. That's what that phrase is exactly.
And people just taking a phrase like that and making memes out of it.
Making it a thing.
Yeah.
Yep. That's how that goes.
Yeah. So that was cool beans.
It was cool beans.
What else did we have? Oh, the other thing I mentioned is Johnny Candido. We haven't been able to lure him in yet,
I like how someone else wrote, I can't tell if this is a meme and you actually do have him lined up.
Right. Because that's totally something we would do.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what we're doing.
Or are we?
Or not. Sometimes I don't even know.
Unless you want to, Tanner.
We're just brainstorming right here, right now. No, so we do have a good set of guests lined up. Maybe he's one of those that we were talking about earlier.
You'll just have to wait 5 to 6 weeks and find out.
Podcasts, though, we've been getting more reviews in. I did want to read a couple of those reviews here today.
What was the one? So they were on the road to 300, and then it changed to the road to 400. It was like the guy at the baseball game, I think.
Yeah. Oh, the guy at the baseball game talking to like his girlfriend. It's like this big long thing.
Yeah, they were on the road to 300, and then
like that is so true. That would be the worst thing to be explaining to your girlfriend. Like try to explain.
I wanted to like make one of me like. And it would be me and my wife and be like, so then he made a meme about this and this. And like her, like, she's just like, none of this makes any sense to me. I don't care.
Okay. So a few 5-star reviews, and you can go ahead and leave us a 5-star review if you'd like to. We'd love it if you would. We're not officially on the road to 400 yet, but we will be someday, and all these matter in that quest. First one, awesome podcast from Dumbbells and Dragons. Just started listening, and this is a great podcast to listen to during bedtime. This is great. So Apple Podcast does a weird thing. Like if people use symbols, it like this right here, he didn't type that. It like
yeah.
why does that happen?
I think sometimes like emojis, if it doesn't support it doesn't
gives
know what
weird
characters.
characters.
Yeah, it doesn't know what to make it.
Anyways, great podcast listening to during bedtime or eating a McD apple pie.
Mm-hmm.
This next one is from Queen of Midwestern Colorado. Title is Insert Dan Bell's Laugh Here. I'm here for the up-to-the-minute weather updates for western, northeast, South Dakota. With everything going on, hearing about their cold weather makes me feel cozy as I bite into my third freezer-burnt, reheated, warm apple pie of the day.
Making my mouth water.
Yeah.
Over here.
Ooh, speaking our language. If you're new here, this 5-star JD Power and Associates rated podcast is best enjoyed by just sitting back in your astronomically priced lift shorts, cracking open a palate searing LaCroix, flexing your druthers, and letting the podcast about nothing take you deeper into the void. That's true, deeper into the void.
Just melting into that void.
When you're done, simply throw the whole podcast away. I like that line. Last one is from Sammy Sweetheart. Title is brought to you by Ejaculoid. Ejaculoid is the thing that doesn't
that's
go
a
away.
deep cut.
Yeah,
that's a deep cut. You have to be listening to for a little while to know what that's about.
In 1980, Buddy Cap set out on his own to make what he believed was the best lifting podcast about nothing. With the Massonomics, and the Massonomics podcast was born. Winner of 5 JD Power and Associates Awards, 2 Cool Beans, and the title of the Ground Lock Deadlift Slipper Up podcast, Tanner and Tommy provide their insider tips every week on how to get strong, stay strong, and use their strength. This podcast from Western, Northeast, South Dakota provides a vast array of segments such as Fitness's Finest, Who Weighs More, What's in Tanner's Sack, and the fan favorite Overrated, Underrated. Sit and relax with some piping hot LaCroix and McDonald's apple pie while these hosts try and sell expensive lift shorts. No thanks, I'm good with the plain ones. In all honesty, with everything going on, you don't want to miss this podcast. Thanks for what you do and all the rest.
That was well said.
It's funny how there can be a full-on paragraph,
and like anyone else reading that would be like, oh, they just wrote a review.
Yeah, but to us, almost every single word in this lengthy paragraph has like a special.
It's like a code.
Meaning.
It's like she wrote a code. Wrote a code.
It is. This could be a like you could speak in code to other people that don't get Massonomics.
Yeah.
Like it'd be a way to transfer messages between people. With, Like you could have used it in World War II to get things across the front lines.
The code talker.
Yeah, like, I don't know what it means. It's something about sending him a warm, piping hot LaCroix.
They're riding the line. Is this an attack? I don't know. They have druthers.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Oh no, a full-on Druthers onslaught. Yes, that's how I like to picture that.
Yeah.
So you can leave us a 5-star review. You can also share it with a friend. I think the old word of mouth is a good tactic.
I think it's a
still,
great tactic,
that.
and it seems like that's been going on a little bit lately.
We have been seeing some great podcast numbers. Things continue to go the right direction all the time, which is awesome to see. And we've been seeing more people sign up to be friends of the podcast. If you're short on friends, great way to become a friend.
You can buy
real
friends
fast.
with us.
You can literally buy friends by signing up to become a supporting member of the show. That's on our website in our store. There's all the different levels. You can become however good a friend or not good a friend you want to be.
Yeah. That part's up to you.
Right.
Like to be an okay friend or a really good friend.
Like,
and of course, it's all tied financially.
Do you want to be in the inner circle? Which there is no inner circle, but do you want to be in the inner circle? Yeah. Because there is an inner circle, there isn't an inner circle. Yeah.
That you can tell people about.
Yes. And there isn't one, but there is one, and you could be in it, but you have to...
But there's only one way to find out.
Right, exactly. That's exactly right. You can buy a lot of our merchandise. Tommy's wearing the Grunge Lift shirt. Mm-hmm. I'm wearing an OG shirt.
Both classics.
Yeah, we both have both classics. We have new stuff coming out, too.
And we do. Actually, probably tomorrow, right? Tomorrow?
Well, I don't know.
We got to talk about this.
Yeah, we got to talk about this.
Within the next week, there'll be new stuff coming out.
Right. Soon there will be new things. And cool new things, too. But all that is good, but just don't buy our hats.
Don't buy our hats.
Whatever you do, don't buy our hats.
They're terrible at shielding your eyes from the sun.
Do not. Please, I mean, I can't even list all the reasons.
You'd have to walk around wearing our logo all the time then. Don't buy our hats.
Please. If there's one thing you take away from this
Tanner
episode,
has to pack them in a box instead of a bag. That's a little more work on his end.
I cannot do another one.
The shipping costs more, so it costs us more money.
Yes, Please don't buy them.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't buy the hats.
No, is there anything else for this episode?
That's probably it.
That's kind of the highlights.
I think that was the highlights. Should we get to just the regular show now?
That was the short form.
Yeah, that was the
Now we
highlights.
elaborate on everything.
That
we
was
just
the
did
cliff
there.
notes. Yeah. Now we really go in depth on everything we just covered.
Right. Today's show was brought to you by Texas Power Bars. In 1980, Buddy Cap set out on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he'd ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house with the best knurling and was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, national, international, and Jen Thompson world records have been and continue to be set and broken on the legendary Texas Power Bar. To learn more about Texas Power Bars and buy one of their legendary bars, visit texaspowerbars.com. Today's show is also brought to you by Lifting Large. Lifting Large has set a new standard for customer service within the strength world. They have live website chat support and speedy email responses. Lifting Large is home to the Ground Lock Deadlift Slipper, and they are always in stock and ready to ship. Massonomics listeners can save 20% on all Lifting Large branded products by using discount code MASS20 at checkout. Today's episode is also brought to you by Spud Inc. The goal of Spud Inc. Straps is to make products that support sports performance and help everyone achieve their training goals. They make products that last forever, won't bust your budget, and most importantly, leave no doubt about success when everything is on the line. Check them out online at spud-inc-straps.com. And last, but of course not least, this episode is brought to you by Hybrid Performance Method. They're your one-stop shop for all things fitness and online coaching. Whether your goals are training related, nutrition and body composition related, or both, Hybrid has a program for you. With dedicated and experienced coaches in each strength and fitness discipline, you can rest assured that you're in the best hands possible. Use our code MASS, M-A-S-S, in all caps for 5% off any training or nutrition memberships for the life of your membership at hybridperformancemethod.com. Thank you, sponsors. Tommy, where do they find you at?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can follow me at Tanner_Baird, but much more importantly, make sure to follow Massonomics at Massonomics.
See you.